In the remote Tibetan plateau rises a solitary snow-capped peak, Mount Kailash. At 6,714 meters, it is smaller than Everest, but it dwarfs all else in spiritual stature, revered by Hindus, Buddhists, Jains, and the Bon tradition alike. Kailash is called Shiva's throne, a cosmic axis, a sacred mandala on earth. For over 12,000 years, pilgrims have walked from distant India to circle this mountain. Is it merely a mountain or a mystery encoded in rock and legend? In this journey, we explore Kailash Mystery, a quest through its majestic presence, ancient lore, hidden geometry, and modern enigmas, seeking the truth at the heart of this holy peak. High above the Tibetan desert, Kailash rises with an almost geometric perfection, a pyramid-shaped granite and sediment peak. It dominates the skyline with four sharply defined faces aligned to north, south, east, and west. Geologists note it is composed of layered metamorphosed sedimentary rocks over a granite core, a natural formation, yet one that looks distinctly carved. From each face spring the sources of four great ancient rivers, the Indus, Brahmaputra, Karnali, and Sutlej, as if the mountain is the head of the continent, pouring blessings down in all directions. Surrounding this summit is an aura of silence and sanctity. Hindus call the peak Kailash, the unshakable abode of Lord Shiva and his wife Parvati. Buddhist scriptures label it as Gang Tise or Gang Rinpoche, equating it with Mount Meru, the axis mundi of the cosmos. Jains know it as Ashtapada, the 8 steps mountain where their first Tirthankara Rishabh attained liberation. Bon traditions from ancient Zhangzhung call it Yungdrung Hutsek, the spiritual center of their world. In every faith, Kailash is more than geography, it is a dwelling of gods and a gateway between heaven and earth. Visually, Kailash is striking. Its sheer sides and terrace ridges give it the aura of a colossal temple or pyramid. In sacred texts like the Vishnu Puran, Kailash is literally described as a multicolored palace, a mountain that has 4 sides made of crystal, gold, ruby, and lapis lazuli, the pillar of the world. Indeed, old mountaineers noted its horizontal strata and vertical drops look as if built by giant hands out of stone blocks. Yet scientists dismiss supernatural design. The peak's shape arose from tectonic uplift and erosion. Still, its nearly perfect symmetry, 4 faces aligned to the cardinal points, an iconic profile make Kailash instantly recognizable. Long before cameras or surveys, storytellers sought to explain Kailash's magic. In Hindu lore, it is truly Lord Shiva's home. One ancient passage says Lord Shiva sits in perpetual meditation along with his wife Parvati at the summit of Kailash. From here, he bestows grace on the world below. Paintings often show Shiva and Parvati seated in deep yogic trance atop the shining peak with bulls, snakes, and halos around them. Kuber, the Hindu god of wealth and Shiva's half-brother, also features in the legends. The Mahabharata and Puran recount that when Kuber lost his city Lanka to Ravan, he was granted a new silver palace on Kailash slopes, the famed Alkapuri. Indeed, later writers mention a mansion of Kuber, constructed by Vishwakarma on Mount Kailash. These tales paint Kailash as both divine dwelling, a treasure vault, a mountain entwined with gods and heroes. In Buddhist traditions adds its own miracles. Devotees believe the tantric deity Buddha Demchok dwells on Kailash, radiating bliss from its summit. An especially famous story tells of a Milarepa, the 11th century yogi poet. He and his rival Naro Bonchang, a born sorcerer, challenged each other to reach the top of Kailash by supernatural means. Naro soared upward on a magic drum, but Milarepa simply meditated until he rode on a sunbeam to overtake him, a sign of Buddhist Tantra victory. Even Jain texts recognize Kailash's sanctity. They assert that Rishabhnath, their first liberated soul, ascended to enlightenment on nearby Mount Ashtapada. Across faiths, the mountain is a hub of sacred history, a place where divine acts unfolded on its slopes. Enthusiasts point to curious patterns in Kailash's form and position. Its 4 pyramid-like faces are nearly identical and oriented to the cardinal directions. This precision is rare in nature and has led to talk of sacred geometry. Indeed, scriptures itself likens Kailash to a crystal gold pyramid. One Purana calls it as the pillar of the world. In satellite images, some observers trace straight lines and grid-like features on its ridges. To believers, this suggests Kailash is an earthly mandal, a geometric symbol of the. Other coincidences deepen the mystery. Kailash is about 6,666 kilometers from the North Pole and precisely double to the South Pole. By a strange quirk, distances connecting Kailash, Stonehenge, and Easter Island form a 1:3 ratio, as do the Great Pyramid and Mexico's Pyramid of the Sun. Some call this as an energy grid linking ancient sites. At sunset, a fleeting swastik shadow is reported on Kailash's south face. A sun sleeping behind spurs cast a faint swastik shape on the ice. A good omen in Buddhist and Bon iconography. Such alignments spark debate. Is nature painting divine symbols, or are they chance plays of light and landscape? Even strangers are the tale of hidden chambers. Popular legends whisper that under Kailash lie portals to Shambhala or Agartha, mythical underground cities of wisdom. The Times of India notes one urban legend saying that beneath Kailash's heights sleep advanced civilizations, shielded from sight. Explorers like Dr. Ernst Muldashev in 1999 claimed to detect echoes of caverns inside, fueling ideas of tunnels or hollow spaces. Science so far finds no entrance, but seismic scans are scarce. For now, such stories belong more to folklore than fact, yet they underline Kailash's reputation as a living mystery where geometry, numerology, and myth entwine. Geologists emphasize that the mountain's shape is natural, folded oceanic sediments thrust skyward, but leave room for wonder at its uncanny perfection. In modern times, climbers and scientists have tried to probe Kailash's secret with no simple answers. Early explorers report that no one has legally reached the summit. Two British officers, Hugh Rutledge and R.C. Wilson, camped at the base in 1936 but turned back amid sudden storms and navigational. In 1980, China even offered to let world-class mountaineer Reinhold Messner try. He declined at the last moment. A 2001 Chinese expedition had special permission, but members became violently ill and terrified on a reconnaissance, and the climb was abandoned. Officially, the Tibetan authorities today ban climbing Mount Kailash out of respect. The only summit on records come from legend. Milarepa himself is said to have ascended by miraculous means. One travel guide flatly declares Milarepa is the only individual who has climbed the holy peak of Mount Kailash. After his return, the lore says he warned everyone else of the venture, lest they disturb the gods. Science has also been enlisted to explain Kailash's oddities. In 1999, a Russian team led by Dr. Ernst Muldashev made headlines claiming time moved faster on Kailash. They reported that after a short stay, their hair and nails had unusually lengthened, suggesting accelerated biological time. Geophysicists argue that the strained energy at Kailash can be explained by its minerals and intense magnetism in the Trans-Himalayan range. For now, no empirical study has confirmed paranormal effects. Today, visiting Mount Kailash is a profound pilgrimage rather than an adventure climb. Each year, thousands of devotees perform the Kora, a 52-kilometer trek around Kailash's base. Starting from the dusty village of Darchan, they descend the steep Drolma La Pass at 5,630 meters before descending the other side. Hindus and Buddhists walk in a clockwise circle, while Jains and Bon followers go anti-clockwise, each direction symbolically paying homage to the traditions. The trek is more than physical, it is meant as a path to inner change. Spiritual teacher Sadhguru, speaking to modern pilgrims, reminds, this is not a tour, you come to Kailash to wear yourself down. You come for transformation, not accumulation. He points out that ancient devotees walked barefoot thousands of miles through deserts and passes just to touch the dust of Kailash. They trekked with no maps, no promise of return, simply to earn grace. Today's pilgrims still approach the mountain with humility. Phones off, intention set, eyes on each sacred step. They bathe in crystal waters of Lake Mansarovar for purification, then bow and continue the Kora with the rising sun on. Finally, modern visitors are urged to show cultural and environmental respect. Mount Kailash lies in a fragile alpine region. Plastic pollution and disrespectful behavior are forbidden. Chinese authorities tightly regulate permits and travel both to protect local Tibetan culture and the pristine ecology. Monks and nomads remind pilgrims that Kailash's sanctity depends on balance. One might be on a personal spiritual quest, but it is also shared heritage of faiths. In the end, the mountain stands as both mirror and teacher. Whatever one seeks, peace, truth, reverence, Mount Kailash reflects back. As one monk put it, circling Kailash can cleanse us of sins and bestow blessings. Whether seen through science or spirit, the journey around Kailash is an unforgettable passage toward meaning and respect for nature's mystery.